Hi, I'm Karen from Paradise Fibers, and today we are going to show you how to speckle dye for Fiber Club, April Fiber Club. And we are going to do that on some beautiful BFL and Tessa silk. It's called Downy Downpour, and it's 85% mixed BFL colors and 15% Tessa silk. And you could do it on that, or you could do it on your hand spun. So you can spin up your fiber and then dye it. So we'll do some of both so you can see how it reacts different. Today we're going to use Kool-Aid. So you got some Kool-Aid in your packs, and you have 2 colors. So if you want more colors, you can go to the store and buy more. And the only other supplies you're going to need is some rubber gloves. You don't have to have them, but your hands will turn colors from the Kool-Aid, just like your stomach does when you drink Kool-Aid. I used vinegar. You don't have to use vinegar, but you can. I just feel like it sets the color a little bit better. I also have some bowls to mix up a little paste, and a measuring cup, and some water, and some spoons. And then I have some different tools to try to do the speckles with, and we're going to try some different ones. I have a toothbrush, and some toothpicks, and some cotton swabs. And I have already wetted my fiber, so we're going to get ready to start. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to morten our fiber so that it's ready to accept the dye. So you need to get your fiber. And you have 8 ounces, so you can either, like I said, you can spin part of it, or you can just do it with the whole thing. And I've wetted my fiber, so this is already all wet, and we're going to lay it out. And to wet it, you just get some water in your sink and fill the sink up, you know, so it'll cover the fiber. So it doesn't have to be real full in the sink, but you know, like, I don't know, this much, whatever, depending on your sink size. You guess. And then if you want vinegar in it, I used a 1/4 cup of vinegar, and I was doing half of this. So if you have 4 ounces, I used a 1/4 cup. So maybe a 1/2 cup if you do the whole 8 ounces. And that just helps to set it so that hopefully the color all stays in. They say you don't have to do that, so it's up to you. You can get that at the store, the vinegar, or you can just not use it. So you have your fiber and you put it in. What I did is you get your water all ready, and then you very carefully lay your fiber down in the sink and gently press down on it, gently, because you don't want to agitate your fiber, because that's when it'll felt. So gently push down on the fiber in the sink, and then you're going to walk away. And you're going to walk away and leave it so that you don't felt it, because if you start playing with it, it's going to felt. So we don't want that to happen. You're going to leave it about 20 minutes in the water. You can go back and make sure that all the fiber is covered, because sometimes it kind of poofs up and there's little dry spots, and you can see that when you're looking at it. And so push those down so it's all wet, because it's got to be wet to accept the Kool-Aid as the dye. All right? So 20 minutes, and then walk away and come back, and then you have to very carefully take the fiber out of the sink. And what I usually do is pull the fiber to the back side of the sink and pull the plug and let it all drain out, and then very gently squeeze the fiber. And then I have a towel ready, and I lay the towel out, and I put the fiber on the towel and then fold it over it and press down. Okay? So when you press down with the towel, it takes all that excess water out. That way you don't have water running everywhere, and you don't need that extra water. And do the same if it's yarn. You take the yarn, put it in the sink same way. You're going to undo it because you don't want it all. You want it all to get wet. So you're going to lay it like that in the sink. And same thing, leave it for 20 minutes in the sink so that it all gets wet. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how speckle dyeing works and what I did. These are some samples I did on some other fiber. Just to have a better idea of how it works. It goes a little different on roving than it does on yarn, because when you do it on yarn, it's already spun. When we're spinning this, it's going to elongate all our speckles. So I'm trying to get smaller speckles. And this one, I actually used a toothbrush and dabbed it on. And this one here, I actually just opened my Kool-Aid and I poured it on. And you can see it gives you much bigger spotches. So it depends on how you want it to be. And this one, you can see that it's dotted. And I'm gonna even try today with just a toothpick to get smaller dots and see if that helps. So this one was dry powder and just shaking it on, and this one was with a wet paste and I was dotting it on. Okay, so we're gonna try those two methods plus on the yarn too and see what we can do. Okay, I'm gonna mix a little paste. So I'm gonna put some of the Kool-Aid in a bowl. We'll just put it all in. And then I have a spoon and I just have a little bit of water. A little bit. I'm left-handed and I put everything on the right. That's very good. So just start with a little bit and mix it up. We're not going to drink it, we're just going to use it to dye. Oh, it smells so good though. Too bad you guys can't smell it. You have to wait until you do it yourself. Okay, so we have it like that. And then it's going to be ready to start dyeing. We're going to go ahead and mix up the rest of it and then we'll be right back. Okay, now's a good time to put your gloves on, unless you want colored fingers. And they do color. I had some pretty bright fingers over the weekend. Okay, I have here, is this the red? Strawberry. Strawberry, it smells like strawberries. And I'm going to try the toothpick. So I've got the paste mixed up. And I'm going to dip my toothpick in there and then touch the yarn. This is not yarn, this is roving. I'm seeing here if it's wet enough to do this, because I wetted it this morning and it's been a while since I wetted it. Let's try it with a Q-tip and see how it does with the dye. Okay, yeah, that looks all right. So, see, you just dip it in, and however big you make it, that's gonna spread out when you spin it, because we're gonna elongate it, right, when we spin it. So you just go all over this. Now remember, when you're doing roving, right now I'm only doing one side, so we're going to have to do this side and then we're going to have to flip the roving over. Because otherwise all your speckles are on this side and the rest of the roving doesn't have any speckles. So you're going to want to go back and do speckles on the other side, and kind of, you can move the fiber. You can actually open it up and put speckles down in there. I kind of like the Q-tip better. I'm going to switch to the Q-tip. I think it works better. And you might think of something else that'll work better than a Q-tip or a toothbrush. A toothbrush didn't do bad, but I thought it was kind of big spots. And I want it to look speckled. If you're just doing this on yarn, when you do the speckles, it stays. The speckles are just wherever you put them. But on the roving, it's going to move when you spin it, right? So then you're going to have bigger spots. So you don't want them too big. Oh, I hope those aren't too big. Okay, so now what I want to show you is really important, is we really have to turn these over. Rather than just turning them all over, I found that it works to just turn each strip over. Look at that. See? And you can get more area that way. Otherwise it's going to be pretty infrequent speckles. So I think you need to turn it over. That's my opinion. course you can do whatever you want. Okay, look, fresh new palette. And we start again. The other thing I wanted to show you before we get too far is if we, do I have some of the green left? Look, okay, if you want to do it dry, and I don't know if it's wet enough for the dry powder, we'll see. There you go. I think I need a little more water. Look, I have a little shaker here with some water. Oh, see, that's it. I think because I let my fiber sit for a while, I think it would be better if it's a little wetter. If you're gonna do the dry powder, have your fiber a little bit wetter first so that it can get the color in. This would be good for kids for pattern. You can do like, hey, we're gonna do a pattern today. And get them doing patterns as they learn how to speckle dye. You could do it in 1, 2, 3, or whatever. You have 2 Kool-Aids in your packet, so if you just want to do it with what you have, you can do a 1, 2 pattern. And if you're doing it with your kids, then they can join in and do some school as they do it, and they won't even know they're doing schoolwork. Now remember, if your roving is too wet, it's going to spread out a lot more. We'll see how this does when we rinse it. Actually, when we cook it. You do need a microwave to do this, or else a stovetop, because we're going to steam it. That's how you set the color, with steam. So you're going to have some source of heat. We're going to use a microwave today. And either way works. You can steam it on the stove. You just want your color to get set in. Okay, what do you think? Okay, so I think that's enough speckles for now. We'll see. I guess we could go back and add more if it's not. But I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, and then we're going to put it in the microwave. So I just got another piece of saran wrap, and I'm going to lay it over it. That, whatever, it's close enough. Okay, and then I'm just going to roll it up. We'll see how good I am at rolling. So you want to get your fiber in there so it's not sticking out. And see, it's a color. They're moving a little bit. We're getting a little bit of movement. That's okay. I'm going to just stick those up in there. Alright, now I'm going to kind of fold it like this, and I'm going to open the microwave, and we're going to put it in here, and I'm going to run it for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to stop. Alright, so here we go. I'll be back. Okay, we've got the microwave dinged and we're ready to check it out. Let's see how it looks. Remember, at this part, it can be hot, so you want to have pot holders ready in case it's really warm. Not too bad. Let's see if it's kind of sealed together a little bit. I have a feeling it needs to go one more time at least. Oh yeah, see the colors now? How they're bleeding out just a little bit? Oh, I like it. I like it. We didn't have any yellow on this one. We just had the purple and the red and the green. It's showing really good. But I think we'll put it back in one more time so it sets all those colors really good. Okay, so we roll it back up. And we reseal it. And we're going to put it back in for 2 minutes. Okay? If it dries out, you have to re-wet your fiber. You don't want it to dry out because I think it can burn. So, If it smells funny, turn it off. There we go. Okay, we put it back in for 2 minutes, and now we're gonna take it out and see if it's ready to go be rinsed. Oh, it's looking good, looking good. All right, now we can undo it and we'll go and we'll rinse it. Just remember, you want your water temperature at cool, and you want to not agitate the wool a lot. You're gonna want to keep it just real, let the water run on it. And then you can squeeze it gently and until the water runs clear. And once the water's clear, you're done. And we'll come back and we'll show you the final skeins, final fiber, and how it turns out like these did. Should look kind of like those. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so now we're gonna speckle dye our yarn. So this yarn is from the BFL and Tessa Silk, and it is spun pretty fine, and then I did a chain ply, Navajo ply some people call it, or chain plying. When you get done spinning your yarn, it's a really good idea to tie your yarn into figure eights, and in at least 3 spots or 4. And that's the judge in me coming out. If you don't do that, you're gonna have issues. And I've already had issues. So, because I didn't do that, shame on me. But normally you would tie it with figure 8 ties and in 3 to 4 places on a 2-yard skein. So we have 3 and they're just loops. So it was kind of a messier skein. But if you do the figure 8 ties in 3 or 4 places, you'll have better control of your yarn and it's easier to dye it. Okay, that being said, we're going to mix up some more Kool-Aid. This skein here is 2 ounces. So you might need more Kool-Aid than what we gave you, depending on what you want to do. You can always get some more Kool-Aid. So you have how much you want speckles. So it just depends on how many speckles you want. You can do more or less. We're going to mix up some more. This was some more grape. And then if you have a plate you're using, you could probably just mix all of your colors on one plate. Okay, so I've got the colors mixed up. If you don't mind colors bleeding into each other, then we can go with it. We're going to just go with it. And I have a fork I'm going to try. We'll see if it's too liquidy or if I can do this. Oh, there, I like that better. Maybe I need to do it with the fork turned that way. That's going to be speckly, right? Now where my 2 colors mixed, I'm going to use that. I'm just going to use it as another color. You can always mix, just like if you were doing dyes, you can always mix your colors. Kind of catches on it. I guess I should maybe hold it down. Remember though, if you have it on your glove, you get it on your yarn, so you got to be careful. Okay, now I'm going to wipe off my fork. Let's try where it mixed the 2 colors. I'm not sure what that'll do, but we're going to try it. That's the fun part of dyeing, is you can try all kinds of things. I kind of like the fork. It gives us little specks of color. It kind of makes you think of a tweed, maybe a tweed yarn. Speckled, tweedy. Oh, look at my palette now. I'm getting orange and my blue. What's that gonna do? I don't know. We might have to just try it. That might be a reason if you don't want your colors to mix to use individual bowls or not mix as much water in. It's always a learning experience when you're dyeing, especially first tries on something. I really like that. I wonder, I think my paste is a little thicker there. So that might be a good thing to take note of. The way that's coming down on the yarn is really nice. I feel like Bob Ross today. Little bunny here looking in, or maybe it's a sheep. Oh yes, did you see our little sheep peep? See, he's peeking in, checking out what we're doing. Oh, I'm liking this. You know, I think we almost need like a yellow. Do we have a yellow? I might have to find a yellow Kool-Aid to make this brighter. Might need a yellow. Okay, I decided I wanted to mix up some yellow and see if the yellow shows up on the gray. So I've got some yellow mixed up here and, oh wait, I want to do it with the fork. I'm liking the fork. We'll see how the yellow does. Because we're using a gray base for the yarn, oh, that might not show up at all. I don't see any yellow. Let's see, let's try it with a Q-tip. I don't see any yellow. Is it my eyes? Let's try it in a couple spots. You know, because we want it to look like it was supposed to be there. So we're going to put some yellow around here, even if it doesn't show up a lot. That's what it's all about. You gotta try it. One of my best rules for spinners is there really are no rules. I mean, there's rules, but you can do whatever you want. It's your yarn. And as long as it works for you, I say go for it. So, what's my rule for dyeing? As long as it works for you, go for it. We'll see how good the yellow shows up in the final. We'll take some pictures of our finished yarn at the end to show you what all happens. And same thing with the yarn as with the roving. You have to turn it over and do the other side so that you get it on both sides. Otherwise, half your yarn is going to be plain and half of it's going to be speckled. I think I can see the yellow a little bit, but not a whole lot. So what if we try the red? So you guys can see how good the different colors work. Might give you some help before you start it. Oh, I'm going to try the fork with the red. Clean it off. Where did my gloves go? I took a break and my gloves are not on. I will have red if I don't be careful. And it did wash out. I did have some red on me, but it washed off. The next day I wasn't too red. I think my red is not pasty enough. So I'm having to get more on the fork. Kind of liked it better with the Q-tip. What do you think? Oh, there's my Q-tip. Oh, we could add more. I've got a helper. We're adding more paste. We'll mix up some more. Oh, that'll be better. So, you know, it's kind of, like I said, it's a learning curve. You got to see what works. That's why my first samples were on some different fiber, because I wanted to see how it worked. So I tried that first. That blue's way up on the fork, so it should be okay. I'm Otherwise you can wipe it off. See, and part of it is it's going clear down in the yarn. It's not just on the top. So you don't see a whole lot, but it's going down because I'm not just hitting on those top strands of yarn. I'm going clear down and getting some of the others. So this is part way through on it. We'll see when we turn it over how far through it went. I think we're getting lots of color on here, so we might want to turn it over and do the other side. You know, you can always overdo stuff. That's really easy. Get too much. Right there. Okay, let's turn our yarn over. Same as the roving. We want to get it on the other side. Oh, this is probably where I should put my gloves back on. See, it's like another clean palette, as Bob Ross would say. Now we're just going to start again. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with the red this time. Ooh. Don't know if I like how that one went. I was kind of at an angle. It got kind of big spot. I like how the ends of the forks give you the dots. I think that works pretty good. Because we're trying for speckled yarn. That was our goal. Speckled, tweedy looking yarn. Do it with whatever you want. The fork, you know, does it a little faster than if you do Q-tip or toothpick. It'll take longer because I'd have to do each one of those dots. Okay. Each dot with the Q-tip or with the toothpick. Yeah, that would take a lot longer. Because I did yellow on the other side, I'm still going to do some yellow on this side. Just so I, you know, continue the patterning. And you guys will have to send in your pictures of what you did and how you did it so we can all share with each other. And that's how we learn, from sharing with each other. Okay, I'm going to try the dark blue. No, that was grape, right? Grape. Oh, that grape's showing up good now. It's got a good consistency. I like it. A little grape here and a little grape there. And you could always just do sections of your yarn. You wouldn't have to do the whole yarn. You could do sections of it with speckles and sections of it without any. That would be another option. And then a little bit of the light blue. It's kind of mixing in here. I might have to mix up some more. I really like this light blue though. Blue raspberry. You guys will get the smell when you do yours. You'll see what I mean when it does smell like blue raspberry. I want to mix it up with that blue there a little bit. That's okay. Okay, so that's what you do. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to microwave it 2 minutes. Then you take a break and look at it and then do another 2 minutes. You don't want it to dry out too much because you can always like burn it or something if you get it too dried out in the microwave. So if you need to moisten it a little bit, you can always spray it down a little bit and moisten it. we're gonna go ahead and put this in saran and put it in the microwave, and we'll be back. All right, our next step is to wrap this yarn up. It's already speckled, all that we wanted, and we're gonna wrap it up and then put it in the microwave. So because the yarn isn't as big as a roving, I can probably just use the saran wrap that's here. We'll just fold it in, and I'll fold it up like that. And then we're gonna roll this way. Your yarn, and remember, it's all wet. You want its wetness so that it can steam in the microwave. All right, get it wrapped up. Then we open the microwave, put it in here, and we set the timer for 2 minutes, and we'll be back. Now we're ready to take the yarn out and see how speckly it looks and see if it's ready to be rinsed out. This is our second go around. Oh, look at the color went a lot. Look at that. Oh, this looks nice. Look at all those speckles. All right, the red really shows up good, and the other colors, oh, I can see the yellow. Remember, I added yellow in, and then there's purple and red. Okay, we're gonna rinse them out, and then we'll show you some final pictures. Same thing, you wanna rinse it out until the water runs clear. All right, we'll be back. All right, I just want to thank you guys all for coming today and watching our video on speckled dyeing here at Paradise Fibers. And remind you that you can join our Fiber Club if you're not already members, and you get 10% off on fiber if you're a member of the Fiber Club. And it's a monthly club. You can join and pay every month and get a new Fiber Club every month, or you can just cancel at any time. So there's no contract that you have to do. It was fun trying all the different speckled on the yarn and the roving, and we have great pictures of all that for you so you can see it all. And we just want you to let us know what you thought of the video. If you'd like to see more, be sure and tell us what other videos you'd like to see, and we can try some more if you like this one. Or if you didn't like it, let us know that too, because we're okay. I got broad shoulders. I can take it either way. All right. You guys have a great day, and thank you from Paradise Fibers.